everyone, and today I'll be reading this third chapter of The Crystal Queen. And since I didn't do a chapter last week, I will be renewing I will start with I will upload 2 new chapters just for your enjoyment. Please like the video and subscribe. Now let's get into the story. Chapter 3, Bloody Rain. When class was over, Simon came back to the house and said, "I signed us up for the weekend trip and today's night shift," Simon said. And when did I agree? I wanted to eat with the guys today," I said. "Well, I saw their partners also signing them up, so don't worry. And you can text each other on the phone," Simon said. I was a little skeptical of this idea. For all I know, he could be lying, so I texted the girls. "Hey girls, did your boys enroll you into the night shift too?" Katia. "Yeah, Adam said that we should get to know each other." Blake. "Yep, me too. Connor says he needs to teach me how to be a lady." Tehofato. "And Matthew said that for me to prepare for the real world, I had to be able to spend the night with him as my fake husband. Like I'm not even attracted to you, damn it." I sighed a breath of relief, knowing Simon wasn't lying, but I still had this weird feeling about him. I have to be on edge with him. I can't let him get me unexpectedly. Next thing I knew, I was tapped on the shoulder. I jumped a bit. When I turned around, Simon looked at me confused. "Are you all right?" he asked. I just nodded. "Yeah, just lost in thought." And I was talking to the girls, so I wasn't focusing. "Okay, well, I'm making dinner, so get the baby and get ready," Simon said. To be honest, I thought he was an asshole like the rest of them. But I guess he's not that bad. But one thing was for sure. I had to keep my guard up with him nonetheless. After an hour, dinner was ready. I picked up our fake child and sat her on the high chair. I noticed how there was a knock on the door and walked over to it. A teacher walked in and said, "Morning, students. I'm here to mark your dinner etiquette," she said. And she was the natural science teacher. I led her to the table and she told us to act natural, which I don't understand. You are watching us, so how do you expect us to act natural? I just started our conversation. "So, dear, how was your day?" I said. I had watched my whole family discuss with their lovers or partners. Simon was a little shocked by my nickname, but picked up I was trying to impress the teacher. I realized how the teacher looked at the empty space in her plate, so I stood up and poured her some food. It was bap with chicken and potato. I brought the plate to her and got her water. As she ate while me and Simon tried to discuss, she would write something on her clipboard. "So, may I ask, Alexandra, how did you make such good food?" she asked. "Well, I didn't make it. This food was made by Simon. Isn't he amazing at cooking?" I complimented. But when I looked at the teacher, she looked at me with disappointment. "May I ask why? Why would you not cook? He just came from work," the teacher pointed out. I offered her. She seemed like she needed a break after looking after the baby, Simon defended. "Well, as you should know, her home life must be in balance. You both have great potential and chemistry," she said. That was pretty creepy for a teacher to say. After dinner, she then turned on the camera and left. Yep, you heard me right. Camera. The school added cameras in the buildings to keep an eye on couples. On the first day, we had to pack extra uniform and extra clothes in our locker, which we took to our apartments, so I wouldn't be wearing the same clothes twice. Anyways, about the cameras. These are basically to make sure we conform to the modern couple etiquette. Like the wife has to cook and clean, put the baby to bed, do their homework, and be able to sleep. Luckily for me, while Simon was off, I did my homework and checked on the fake baby. When the teacher left, I packed the plates when Simon grabbed a plate. First, my first reaction was to look at the camera and then back at him. "What are you doing? Do you want us to fail?" I asked. "Of course not, I just wanted to help," he said. I grabbed it out of his hands. "Do your schoolwork, dear. I said in the sweetest voice I could muster at the moment. Simon shrugged his shoulders, and you won't believe it. He kissed me on the forehead. I was dumbfounded. He smiled, looked over to the camera and said, "If you say so, darling, I finally got why he did that, to make it seem like a petty fight." Once he left the room, I decided to take the dishes to the sink. I looked back at the baby just to make sure it wouldn't move. I have watched enough horror movies to know what could happen. Once I was done washing the dishes, taking the baby to bed, after I found out it could cry and laugh, I went to our shared bedroom. Now before you start thinking things, you nasty, we share a room, not a bed. We only share a bed in grade 12. Since there you are legally allowed to find your partner in real life. There is a room with one bed, but there are 4 rooms. One for your kid, one for your guests, and one for you two in grade 10, and one for you in grade 12. I went to the bedroom, I took out my pajamas, and went to the bathroom to take a shower, wearing my flip-flops. Oh, duh. After that, Simon called me in his study. I get the confusion. I didn't even understand this. It's really an apartment. I walked up to him and saw him. He was done with his homework. "Hey, Alexandra, are you fine? Did the kiss make you uncomfortable?" he asked. As he walked close to me, "I know you were just pretending, so I'm not worried," I said. Suddenly, I don't know what came over him, but he hugged me tight. I was confused, but I felt it was fair to hug him back. After hugging there for a while, he let go and grabbed my hand and led us to the living room. I was so confused. He was acting really strange. He sat down on the couch, turned on the TV, and patted the seat next to him. I was uncertain if I were to sit next to him, but decided to go ahead. "You know, we could be sleeping," I pointed out. He chuckled and said, "I think we should spend time together to develop a friendship, so we can tolerate each other over these 3 years," Simon answered. I smiled at the answer. After a while, we both were asleep. And that's the end of chapter 3, ladies and gentlemen, and our non-binary queers. Tell me what you think about Simon. I'm not really sure how to say about him. I'm getting weirdo vibes, but you can tell me all about your ideas in the comments. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Bye-bye!